What's going on, guys? Gadgets123 here. We are back. Thanks again for all the like, comment, subscription. You guys have been awesome, and thanks for following this channel. And if you're new, hopefully you guys can get something out of this content. And if you just here for entertainment purposes, that's fine too. So check out our videos, like, comment, and again subscribe. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, I want to go on this video and talk about something I've been using for the past year, and it's called Acorns. Now, I've been using it for all of 2018 and most likely, yeah, a month into 2019. So there's a lot of different apps that do investing, but I'm just going to concentrate on Acorns. I'm not comparing it to any other apps just because I've been only using Acorns. I've been using a little bit of Robinhood, but I only been doing that for about a month and a half. So really don't have enough information to compare it. But in regards to Acorn itself, I've been using it for almost a year now, and I want to tell you how it's been going for me and how I've been saving money with this application. So if you never heard of this is an invest your spare change app. Basically, they'll invest in different portfolios depending on what portfolio you've chosen when you set up the account. So for instance, if you purchase a pack of bubblegum with your credit card for $1.50, they round up to the nearest dollar, so the additional 50 cents is taken out from your account automatically and sent over to the Acorns account, and from there it's invested into ETFs, mutual funds, whatever portfolio you decided to pick. And we're going to go over that in detail a little bit later on. But that's pretty much the premise of how this system works. You might have credit cards that do that. Certain banks actually do that, but they go, instead of investing that money, it goes to like a savings account where you could tap into that money for, for trips or for emergencies, or just if you want to put it as savings. So keep that in mind. It's basically kind of the same premise, except they invest this money, and yes, you could touch this money, you could access, but it's better, the further away from your access it is, the harder it is for you to touch it, and the more the money is going to grow because you won't have access to it. Unlike if you put it in your savings account, you could literally just move that money to your checking account and then just basically use it for whatever you need, and then you'll be down to zero again. So again, it's called the Acorns app. It is available in Android and in Apple as well. But you could access, it's just basically an app you download, or you could go to the actual website and register there. Pretty easy setup. Again, I'm going to go over that. I'm going to go over my whole portfolio for about 1 year with the spare change that I've been doing. I linked both my credit card and my business card. The reason I link both of them is because I do a lot of purchases with my business cards for parts in regards to my phone repair business. So I buy a lot of batteries, LCD screens, and different parts of the phone. So I not only do I get points from that card itself, but I also save some money every time I purchase, because the change goes automatically to the Acorns account. All right, so let's go over it. This is my account right now. For the year, I have 1,050.54. Again, it's not, I can't retire in this, and I'm not talking about it's a lot of money, but it's money that I saved up just with the spare change, and also with some recurring investments, which I'm going to tell you what that means. Okay, so the first thing you have to pick is the portfolio you want to have in your account. Now, you don't need to know what an ETF is if you're really a novice in regards to the market itself. All you need to decide, they make it very simple. They give you 5 different portfolios, and each portfolio goes from conservative all the way to aggressive. So again, conservative means that you're really not sacrificing or investing too much money, and then again, aggressive means that you're putting a little bit more money into an aggressive portfolio. So basically what's going to happen is you might take a little bit more risk than if you went on something like moderate or even moderately conservative. Now they break down how your portfolio is broken down with percentage depending on those investments you pick. So for instance, if you go to aggressive, 40% of your portfolio is going to be in Vanguard S&P 500 ETFs, while for instance if you go into conservative, 40% are going to be invested for bonds, which are a more conservative investment. So again, you really don't, it's good how they break it down here, but it doesn't mean that if you need to know exactly what this means. Basically, just if you're starting from scratch, you're putting $20, $30, you as long as you're not putting 15, 10,000, 15,000, so forth. If you're putting a couple of dollars and just starting from scratch, your goal is to start saving money. My opinion is try to go from moderate to maybe aggressive, just because you have no money in the account, or you're starting really from a small amount of money. So basically leave it there for a couple months, maybe 6 to 8 months, and then see how your account is, and then adjust it accordingly. So if you see your account going up a certain amount of money, and you don't want to lose that money because the markets they actually go up and down, then move it to moderate or move it to moderately aggressive. Again, it's up to you. It depends on how the market is, and at the beginning you don't have a lot of money. You're not starting with 10, 15, 20,000 in Acorns. And again, if you had that kind of cash, I would not recommend you start using Acorns. Use some sort of other investment venues for that kind of cash. But this is more of I'm trying to save some money, and right now I live paycheck to paycheck. So if this system could automate that process without really affecting me on a day-to-day basis, why not do it? And that's how I look at it as well. The majority of us live paycheck to paycheck. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. So it's hard to save. People say, yeah, you start saving $50, $60 a month, and then in a couple months you see a nice return. Yes, if you could do that, but sometimes you barely have enough money to pay the bills. And unfortunately, that's the truth of the majority of us. So this system basically takes just your spare change and puts it away without you really feeling that hit on every paycheck. So if you could let this system automate that process, then, and you don't feel that with your bills or whatever money you have available, then why not use it if it's basically working in the back end? So before you know it, again, in a year I have about 1,000 plus of just spare change that I put away because of this system. So if I would have manually tried to save that spare change, put it in some sort of jar or piggy bank, I probably would have never made $1,000, because I would have either used that money, lost that money, or maybe started doing that for the first couple of months and then pretty much kind of gave up, and you got too many things, you got day-to-day stuff you got to take care of. So again, this system is all automated, so that's what I like, and that's one of the reasons I kind of stick with it. Alright, so again, that's what's the different portfolios are available. So there's 5 different ones, goes from aggressive to very conservative. So again, that's something you would pick, and like I said, if you're starting from 0, you might as well go from somewhere in the middle, from moderate all the way to aggressive, just because you really have no money and you're not really sacrificing or putting at risk a large sum of funds. You're just basically starting from 0. The Roundups is basically what it says. They're actually Roundups. Like I said with the bubblegum example, they round up the purchases you do with that card that you link to the app, and basically take that leftover change and invest it into the Acorns app. Now they do have multipliers. So for instance, you could do times 2, times 3, times 10. So for instance, if we take the times 2, let's do a times 2 example. We go back to that bubblegum. If you buy it for $1.50, it rounds up that additional 50 cents and sends it over to Acorns. If you do it times 2, it rounds up the 50 cents, then multiplies it times 2, and it's sending, instead of 50 cents, it's sending $1 into Acorns. and times 3 is $1.50, and you get the idea how that works. All right, so that way it saves you, yes, it takes a little bit more money from your account, but it also makes your account grow a lot faster. And again, it's up to you, depends on how everybody's financial situation is. I pretty much just left it as is. I'm not using the multiplier as of now. I do suggest you do this recurring investment just because it actually does help. Basically, you could put for the system to take a certain amount of money on a monthly basis. For myself, hold on guys, let me just verify. Okay, last time I wasn't even recording. For myself, right now, for last year, 2018, I had the system take out $20 from my account and put that on the Acorns account automatically on top of my spare change. So basically, you could do it as low as $5. You could do $7. You could do whatever you want. You could do up to $100 a month. Again, this helps because it does help your account grow a little bit faster. And $20 a month, if you break that down into a daily allowance, it's basically a couple of cents a day. So I could definitely spare $20. Maybe this year I'm gonna go up to $50, just because I want to see by the end of 2019 how my account has grown if I put an additional $50 on top of the spare change. Again, this is something that I'm looking for in regards to a savings slash retirement. I might not leave it there until I turn 65, but if I do reach a certain amount, for instance, for myself will be about 10,000 in a couple years. If I reach 10,000, maybe I'll take that money out, use it to put some more into my business, or maybe do some repairs on the house. You never know, but it's always good to have that kind of cash stored somewhere that if you need it for any kind of projects, or even more importantly for an emergency, you have it there, especially if it's not, you kind of setting up this account and kind of forgetting about that. Okay, so that's another thing. So basically those are the real 3 things you have to set up when you create an account, on top of course linking your bank account, linking your either your credit card, your debit card, or whatever card you use the most in regards to when you do a lot of purchases. Now again, if you have a business like I do, then it's always good to link your business account, just because you make a lot of purchases with that card to buy parts or whatever you guys kind of business you're into. Alright, so basically that's the gist of Acorns. These are the only 3 real things you have to set up, and then it gives you some other information about how your portfolio is. Again, the all-time gain is 2.48%. It's not a lot. I'm not saying I'm going to be rich of this, but I like the way it works in the back end, and it saves me money. Yes, other systems, and not like other credit cards or bank accounts, put the money away in your savings account. But the problem with that is that it's very easy for you to access that money and then kind of tap into that and then use it for something. This way, this money is away from my bank account, away from me having easy access. So I don't kind of look at it as money that I have available right now. Like this $1,000, I don't look at it as me having it. Oh, if I need to go on a trip next month, I'm gonna access. No, I kind of leave it there because it's money that I'm kind of just forgetting about. Now again, if there's some sort of emergency, then of course I would have to tap into every money available to me. But as of right now, like I said, knock on wood, this is just money that is sitting there, and I'm gonna let that grow. Even if it grows slowly over time, it's fine with me. It tells you here the roundup. So in total, my roundups for last year has been 1,720 times. I rounded up. It rounded up my amount from my cards. The total was 683.21. The reason it's so many roundups is because, like I said, I linked my personal card and my business cards. Again, if you don't have a business and you only have your personal card, and you say, well, I'm never gonna reach more than 500 transactions in a year because I only use it to pay certain stuff, and unlike I don't have a business that I'm buying constantly parts. Then what you could do is the recurring investment. You could kind of probably go up a little bit more. You could, instead of putting 20, you put in like 30, 35. Again, if you break that down on a daily basis, it's not really a lot of money, but in the long run for yourself, it will definitely help your account grow a lot faster. And one last thing that this has, which is actually pretty cool, is this earn found money. Basically what happens is a lot of companies are working with Acorns, and they give you a percentage of the purchase that you do within their site. So there is a cool add-in within Google Chrome that you could download, is the Acorn Found Money. It's like this little acorn icon. So for instance, if we go to, let me give you an example. If I go to Walmart, and a lot of people go to Walmart to purchase different things, what happens is the little acorn icon verifies if that company works with Acorn, and it enables it. So it will tell you if, you know, whatever you purchase, they're gonna invest 1% of that. So if you purchase 200, 300, 1% of that purchase is gonna go straight to your Acorns account. So if you activate the offer when you check out from Walmart buying whatever you need to buy, then it pretty much, no, it's having a problem right now, but again, it pretty much activates, and then you get a percentage that automatically into your Acorns account. So which is actually pretty cool, because they do have a lot of stores, and some of these stores are actually stores that I actually shop in. For instance, you got Big Lots, you got 5%. So if you think you're buying like a sofa, or I don't know, a rug, or something, or a patio furniture for the summer that's coming up already, then you could pretty much do it in Big Lots, order it online, get 5% of that, and that's free money that is going directly into your account. So keep that in mind. These are little added things that help you get a little bit more money for free without you really doing anything, just clicking, installing some sort of add-in and clicking on the activation offer. So it's worth a shot. Try to get used to that if you do decide to get into this app, because it does help you, and it's just a couple clicks away, and all you do is, once you do that, you're going to get used to doing that on a regular basis, and it adds up. 2% here, 5% there, 3% here. Especially if you do a lot of shopping online, it does help your account. By the time the end of 2019 comes along and you look at your account, you'll be surprised of how much money you have saved there by just doing these little steps. Okay, so again, that's how this app works. Click the link in the description. If you do, you are gonna get $5. And again, full disclosure, if you get $5, it helps my account, because I'll get $5 from there. So we both help you. They'll give you $5, and that $5 gets invested into the account, which is pretty cool. So again, it's free money. All you have to do is click on the link and then use my referral, and then you could do that to your friends as well. If once you set up the account, tell all the friends if you like this after a couple months. If you like it, then tell them. They'll get $5, and then you get $5. Again, it's nice because it gives you incentive to start saving. And again, this is more of a savings. Sorry guys, this is more of a savings account. So look at it that way. Don't look at it as I'm gonna get rich next month, or at the end of 2019 I'm gonna get rich. No, look at it as some sort of savings, something. Even if you have a 401k, even if you have a savings account, even if you have stocks, it's always good to have multiple sources of incomes available to you for whenever you need it. And this could be one of many sources that you probably already have available to add into your whole portfolio. If you don't have a 401k, if you have no savings, you're basically living paycheck to paycheck, why not start this? Especially if you're young, the younger you start this, the more money you have by the time you reach a certain age. And again, it's all automatic. It's all in the back end. You don't have to really put any effort into it besides the beginning part. And after that, let the system work for you, and you see that money grow as years go by. Alright guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This is one of the few videos I'm doing from my computer. Again, the only reason I did is because I've been using this account for about a year, and I wanted to let you guys know how this system works and how it works in regards to saving money. And it's been actually really good for me. I'm not saying I'm making millions of this, or I'm making some sort of passive income to live up from. I don't have to work anymore. This is just an additional to my portfolio of different savings accounts for my future. If something were to happen, or I need money from some sort of emergency, I won't have to ask people, hey, can you let me borrow this? Can you let me? Because at least I'll have some money available for me from either 401k, from Acorns, from Robinhood, from stocks or whatever. So this is a very easy way to start kind of getting used to saving some money. If you've never done this, if you're a young person, you're in your teens, you're in your early 20s, and you live paycheck to paycheck, you have a little part-time job here and there, then start with something as simple as this. And if you like this, then move on to something bigger, as maybe, getting into some stocks, an actual 401k, an IRA. There's a lot of multiple things, but this is actually something to start with. And you're going to see if you start now, by the time the year ends, hopefully you have a decent amount, and whatever money you have there is just money that you really didn't put any real effort into saving. It automatically does it for you. Alright guys, I rambled on way too long. Hopefully again you like this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Before I let you go, let me just show you the potential. It basically has a projected value of Acorns depending on the recurring number and roundups I have. Again, I never look at age 81 because there's no way I'll be lucky if I live up to 81. You never know, but that's a far-fetched age, especially you gotta kind of take care of yourself. Again, don't want to go into any of those details, but for instance, if I leave it as is, and at age 65 I have $36,000. Now if I do decide to go up to like $50, as I was thinking, probably starting this next month, which I probably will do that, I'll have about $53,000 at age 65. Now for instance, if I do decide to maybe take this money out by age 51, roughly about 10 years, I could have 14 either to put it back into my business, or maybe to invest in other endeavors, or maybe do some repairs in my house, which is actually pretty good. But again, I'm probably trying to leave this money there until I retire. It's gonna be hard, but again, you never know what I could do with about 53k on top of 401k, on top of my other investments. It's good. Again, it's good to have this kind of cash saved up for any kind of rainy day or any type of problems you might have in the future. So again, that's a projected value depending on the recurring investment, and also depending on the roundups. They give you kind of projected how much money you're gonna get. And this is something, this is cool, you could look into. If you're starting from scratch, you could change this to what if I just invest $5 and then I'll do my roundups, how much money am I gonna get at a certain age. So again, look around, play around with this, because it kind of helps you if you have a goal in mind of how much money you want to have at a certain age, or you're trying to kind of project, hey, in about 10 years how much money may I have if I invest this on a regular basis every month from now until 2030 or something. So play around with this. It's actually really cool. But again, don't look at it as, it's going to take too long for me to access this money, or it's only going to be $10,000 in about 5 to 10 years. The earlier you start, the better it is, and the more money you will have. So if you're, like I said, if you're in your teens, if you're in your 20s, it's better to start early, and not only with Acorns, with everything else in regards to savings. Because by the time you reach a certain age, you will have a nice chunk of change saved up. Trust me. I wish I would have started a lot earlier, but again, it's never too late to start. And just have to put a little more effort, a little bit more money than if I would have been in, like, say, my teens or my early 20s. Alright guys, again, I just wanted to show this potential value on this. But overall, it is a really great app. Had no issues with it. I love how automatic it is, and I love how the system works. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Put it in the comments. I'll try to answer you as many questions as I can with the experience I have had using this app. Doesn't mean I work for them. I'm not affiliated with Acorns. So if I don't know the answer, I'll tell you to please contact their customer service and let them know if you have any kind of direct question that I can't answer, because again, I'm not affiliated with them. I'm just giving you my experience. Alright? Again, don't forget to click on the link. If you do, you're going to get $5 to start investing in this app. And it's also, full disclosure, is going to give us $5 to help with the channel and invest, and hopefully you will do that same to your friends, so forth, and then you let them know about how this app works, and we'll get started saving. And again, the better, the earlier you start saving, the better it's gonna be for you guys in the long run. Alright guys, I'll see you guys later in the next video. I'm going back to my old format after this video. If you've seen it, if you're still seeing this video until the end, I have a couple new items I want to unbox on my next video. So I am going back to the old format because this is the only app that I've been using in regards to investing. Robinhood I used for a while, but again, it's been only like a month and a half. I really don't want to get into it too much because I just started. So again, it's a little bit different than this. This is more an automated system. The other one, you're more involved in the trading. You could trade different stocks here and there, but don't want to get into that yet. Maybe in a couple months. But we're going back to our videos. So hopefully, you guys stay tuned. Again, thanks again for all the likes, comments, subscription, guys. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you in the next video.